A very warm welcome to everybody. Welcome for joining us today. Today we're going to tell you a little bit more about Nwabisa and Letsopa. And for that we have three very nice guests for you today. I'm going to start with Lydia, of course ladies first. We have Lydia and Charesé, and we have Johan. And they will introduce themselves a little bit later on and tell a little bit more about the roles and what they do and explain a bit more about Letsopa as we go along. So the objective of today is to tell you about Letsopa, what beautiful things they do. And for those of you who may not know us yet as Nwabisa, we are Nwabisa African Art, situated in the Netherlands, focused on finest African art. And our aim is to bring you all the beautiful things from Africa to Europe or worldwide even. And this is a lot of things. It's obviously paintings, which is what people think of as art immediately, but also the beautiful ceramics, and that's why we're talking to Letsopa today. Fashion, you could think about things like handbags that we have for you. We think about the environment and recycling, so also have that. But there's a lot to talk about. We'll do that in due time. Check out our website, nwabisa.com. It will also be at the end. We'll feature it, so it's no worry to remind it now. I'd rather focus on what we are here for today, and that is to talk about Letsopa and the ceramics and all the beautiful things they make and what beautiful art they can bring from Africa to you. So maybe a quick round between all of us to introduce ourselves, and then I would like to first go to Lydia to go in a little bit deeper. Is that okay? Lydia, can I start with you? Please, quickly,
Yes.
short introduction.
Okay, my name is Lydia. I am the production manager of Letsopa.
Perfect, thank you. Charesé.
Hi, I'm Charesé, and I do all the admin for Letsopa.
Fantastic. Johan.
Hi, I'm Johan, and I am one of the artists at Letsopa Ceramics.
Wonderful. And all of them will tell you more as we go along because they're going to talk a little bit more. So, Lydia, coming back to you, can you tell us a little bit about Letsopa, what it is, how it came to be, story of, so people understand more about what is Letsopa?
Okay, the word Letsopa actually means clay in Sesotho. That is one of our official languages in South Africa. Many years ago, Johan, Gibson and I started a ceramic factory in the Limpopo province with great success that exceeded all expectations. And then a few years ago, we decided that it's time for a change, and we spread our wings and we relocated to the Gauteng province. But being artists and having clay in our blood, in our veins instead of blood, it didn't take us long to realize that we cannot live by not doing ceramics. It's a part of you slowly dying if you don't do ceramics. And then we decided, well, we can't live without it. So that's how Letsopa was born in 2014.
2014. Wonderful. Looking at Letsopa, I came to find out about it and I was immediately in love with what you make, and it's really beautiful things. And Johan, I understand you're also one of the creative brains within Letsopa, not the only one, but one of. Can you tell us a little bit more about the beautiful ceramics that you make? Because, yeah, as I said, that's nice. And I see behind Lydia, I see one of the dishes. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Well, in short, I would like to say that all our ceramics are handmade and hand-painted. There's enough going up here to create a million new ideas. So you'll not find any transfers or any, shall I say, commercials range out of our series or our range. They're all original designs.
Yeah, you also spoke about no transfers. All designs are handcrafted, hand-painted, handmade?
Yes, all of them. Even if we do corporate stuff for the corporate clients, we try and do the logos by hand so that it is really a piece of artwork. It's not just like any commercial kind of thing that you can buy with a transfer on it with a company name.
Yeah, exactly, because I think that that's really important to know that everything is handcrafted, everything is a unique piece, isn't it?
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
all of them.
And the designs, where did the designs come from?
Well, that is mostly inspired by the South Africa, the vibrant South Africa that we live in with all the sunshine and all the vibrant colors, the wildlife, and the whole experience living in South Africa.
Oh, Lydia, when a while ago I was with Charesé and we were talking about the whole process of the creation, you know, the baking, the making, and everything, and I was really intrigued by it because there was so much that I didn't know and didn't understand, and I'm sure that people who are listening to this also probably are not aware of. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, the whole manufacturing process and everything?
Yeah, ceramics is actually very hard work. When people come to visit us at the factory and we sit and decorate the pieces, they will say, "Oh, you're so lucky to sit the whole day and paint all those beautiful things." But that is actually not true. It's very, very hard work. It's and it's a very long process. You never know. People are amazed actually when they realize that we start with a powder that we mix into a casting slip. We use molds because we like, in a way, must do a mass production in a way of the pieces, but the actual decorating of the pieces is each piece is being decorated on its own. So it's a long process. When you make a mug, for instance, it will take a week before you actually have the mug that you can give it to Johan and say, "Johan, here's a mug, decorate it." That's a very long process. And I feel like ceramics for me is a passion. The first time I did it, well, Johan and me, we fell in love with ceramics and we can't live without doing it. It's like a labor of love. What you put into ceramics is what you get out. It's, for me, it's like raising a child. You need a lot of love, a lot of patience, and a lot of laughter.
It's a beautiful analogy, like raising a child. It's really beautiful.
It is, because you can't rush a piece into something. Like you can't push a child into a certain personality type. Each piece you make is its own creation, its own piece. And if you do a glaze firing, if you fire the kiln, you glaze the stuff. It takes 14 hours for that kiln to get up to 1,100 degrees. That is the how high the temperature is when you do a glaze firing. And then it takes about 2 days for the kiln to cool down enough so that you can open it and take out the pieces.
Wow.
So that really teaches you patience. Patience. I do not have a lot of that, but that teaches you patience. And after 25 years of doing this, I still can't wait to open that glaze kiln and take out the pieces and call everybody and say, "Look at this masterpiece. Isn't this beautiful?" So it's a very, very long process that needs patience, and you can't rush it. You can't rush the process. It's a process that takes that long. You can't rush it. To dry takes that long, to do this. So there's more to ceramics than meets the eye. You buy a mug in a shop and you just see it like this, and you do not realize that what actually goes into it. We've got a few videos that I've recorded when Charles made some of the stuff to show the people what, how it looks and what we actually do. If that will help.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest, the first time I was told, I also had no idea. Like you say, you take the mug or the bowl or the dish or whatever, and you really don't appreciate the amount of time and work and, as you say, patience that also goes
Yeah.
into the whole process. So
Well,
that was also a reason to discuss this. Yeah.
Mm.
Johan, you wanted to say something or not?
yeah, it's like the clay's got its own temperament when it comes to creating it. It is really sometimes you do suffer a bit with a certain design on a specific or on a shape. But we finally get there. We sort them out quickly.
Wonderful. Charesé, looking at the portfolio of Letsopa, we were happy to at one point of time stumble upon it and get in touch with you. And I remember when I first started, I started contact with Johan. Actually found Letsopa through Facebook and got in contact with Johan. And then I found you and we started talking about it. We looked at the portfolio you had. And we're now happy to have stock of your beautiful products here in the Netherlands that we can send to people very easily. But what does the portfolio look like? What can people expect from Letsopa?
Okay, so if we look, Johan actually made reference to all our designs, and he said one of them are the wildlife. So he's got this beautiful, vibrant, colorful wildlife design that does great in the Kruger National Park. And then on the other hand, we've got an African doll design that does brilliant in Oro Tambo. So we've got a variety for the people. And we've got about 12 designs that are really popular with our customers. So we try to make it, we don't change it a lot, but just to keep it up and keep it fresh every time. Like for yourself, we made the twills design. You guys said, listen, it's a nice design, but we would like our own colors. And it turned out to be a brilliant end piece. It's just exquisite. So we try to also incorporate our clients. So what works for us, sometimes the client's needs and market is a bit different. So we try to cater for that as well. And then in our designs, we've got many shapes and sizes. We actually recently included 30 more shapes into our ranges, which is really interesting and exciting because they include beads, which makes the design even more beautiful. Our clients, we have individual clients, we've got corporate clients, we've got curio shops, we've got lodges. So it's a wide variety of clients, but also it is mainly based on the tourism industry. So you will find it in the Kruger National Park, in Oro Tambo. So that is our market. And as we feel, if you buy a little piece of our ceramics at the curio shop at Oro Tambo, you're actually buying a little piece of South Africa. You're taking it back home as a souvenir or a gift for a loved one, but it should remind you of your holiday in South Africa, whether it was at the Kruger National Park with the beautiful sunsets. It just should remind you. So that's what our product does.
Yes, I agree, and that's the beautiful thing about it. It reminds you of Africa, and also the colors and the warmth. I'm just thinking of one of the designs that you guys made for us with the zebra and the kind of gold
Yes.
that is on there is amazingly beautiful. So you get these colors, and it immediately reminds you of the colors of a zebra.
Yes.
But also the other ones with the orange and the gold and the red,
Yes.
or the one that I feel looks like a little bit of avocado with the green and yellow and how they mix together. So yeah, the colors are amazing, and the nice thing is that you can see that they're not, as you said, Johan, they're no transfers. They're not the same. They're all handmade, and you can see that they're all a little bit different. And we found now, and we've not been working together all that long yet, but immediately we found that people who purchase these immediately love that they're not like off the rack, thousand of the same, but that they're all unique and that they all are maybe slightly a little bit different, but they all have their own character, so to speak. So yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
You also
Yes,
spoke
and
about
also-
the shapes, Charesé. You spoke about shapes. What kind of things can people think of? I know of mugs and cups, but tell us a little bit more about the shapes.
So our shapes include like big platters for decorative purposes or more functional pieces such as mugs, plates. So it can be a variety. Should you choose a functional piece or a decorative piece, we've got them all. Teapots, which is actually also new to our range at the moment. So we try to cater for everyone. That is actually, you can use it as well. That's what we want. Use your products and love them and touch them, because Johan and Lydia includes a 3D design. They call it a 3D design. It's a little pop-up. So when you touch the product, you can actually feel this texture on it. So that's what makes it really love for me. I just love to touch something and feel it and feel the difference. But also because it's handmade, you will have one mug and another mug, and it won't be exactly the same size. Just because it's handmade. It doesn't make them imperfect. It's actually just perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, and also I love, as you say, the touching, the feeling, the mug that you have. That's called what you call the hug mug.
Yes.
You said that to me. I never forgot that, and I actually use that name now also because it feels like that. You really want to hug it and feel it and hold it in your hand, so it really feels nice. Yeah. And as you said, also, it is a piece of Africa that you either bring back when you're there. But looking at myself, weight is often a problem in what can you take home. So also the people that have been and maybe still want to have that little piece of Africa, that's why we have it here, so that we can offer it here. So yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, and I feel that it truly is a piece of Africa that you have in your home and in your heart. And obviously that's what we try to do with Nwabisa, and that's why Nwabisa means bring happiness, to bring all these kind of things closer to people.
Absolutely.
Lydia, we spoke shortly about the organization and everything. Can you also tell us a little bit about the people that work for you and what kind of team you are and how you work together then?
Okay, we're not a big team at this stage because we're still growing, but we are a very positive, energetic, loyal team. One of the big ingredients in our ceramics is laughter. We laugh a lot. We are a happy team, if I can call it like that, because Johan, with Johan, is never a dull moment. He's the marriage counselor, he's the teacher, he's the friend.
Guru.
Guru.
Everybody's got a nickname. Everybody's got a nickname. We're actually like one big family. If you work so closely together, you become like friends and family. We source people of the local communities because we believe in job creation and uplifting of the communities. Some of them are autistic, some not. If they're not autistic, they don't like the job. When they're autistic, they just love it. Like the one girl, she'll say to me, like every day, oh, I love my job. Oh, I love my job. And they are very loyal and proud of what they do. There's something magical in creating something pretty or beautiful out of a powder. And especially if you get recognition for what you do. You know, I'll tell them, oh, come look here how pretty this is. I'm proud of you. And oh, yes, it's so pretty, isn't it? You know? And luckily, they are all fine. They are safely home. Each Tuesday, they send a please call me. When it suits them, then we call and find out they're all still fine and safely home. The thing in South Africa, the small and medium enterprises creates a lot of needed jobs in South Africa. So we play a significant role in South Africa, the small and medium enterprises. Okay, some a bigger role than others, but each person that you give a job for is somebody that is feeling worthy and has got a job, can look after his kids and children. And I think the main thing, what makes our team a success is that Johan used to have a saying that it says, you know, when you put horses in front of a carriage, they all pull to the same side. Not one goes not this way, the other one that way. We all go the same way. And we will never say to somebody, go do this or do that. I will say to them, come, let us go. And I think that's we work as a team.
Yeah.
And when somebody is getting behind or is in trouble with the casting, there's a lot that needs to be casted, whatever, we will all go and help there. No, and I must tell you, I think Johan missed them the most because he's always chatting and making jokes, training everybody. It's so quiet without them. We do miss them, and we hope that everything can go back to normal as soon as possible.
Yeah, thank you. And I think that's really important also for people outside of South Africa to understand the impact of small businesses on the communities and, you know, how important it is for what you're doing, how you're creating jobs, because very often the small businesses are creating all these jobs that people need. And especially, as you also said, you know, the joy of the work and also what this spreads into their communities and how this helps them enrich their lives, not only materialistically, but especially from the heart, and what that does to the rest of their community. And I think that, especially in a country like South Africa, that's really very important to build this. And I think this is also a part where people who buy something from you through us are supporting that and are helping create those jobs and helping create that in a country where it's really very much needed, apart from obviously getting something beautiful for themselves, which is obviously the main reason they do it, but it's a very wonderful, if you could call it, byproduct of getting something so beautiful. So yeah, I think it's really important to understand that. You spoke already quickly about the people that are now at home and everything. What is the impact of COVID, would you say, Charesé, on Letsopa? What does it mean?
Oh my hat. COVID, I think, caught us a bit by surprise. I think everyone by surprise. But as I said, our market is mainly towards tourism. So tourism has dried up completely. So we have stopped our production. We have all our people are currently home, as Lydia mentioned. As a non-essential service, we cannot ship any of our products to our end users. So for the moment, Letsopa's future is a bit uncertain. Are we going to make it through this 21 days? Will it only be 21 days? I mean, it might be longer. Will we be able to sustain ourselves beyond 21 days? The impact is just devastating. And I think as well as each person takes that salary back home to their household, they are very dependable of that money. So, yes, so with all these questions with COVID, we are a bit concerned. We are a bit concerned as how long it will take the tourists to come back to South Africa and actually, just get a thing going again, as our production takes about 4 weeks to get an order out. So it does take a long time. It will take a long time for tourism. I personally think tourism will be the last sector to be up and going again in each country. And so that it just creates so much uncertainty. And we actually made a brave decision to move to a new, bigger premises. And that's just off the table right now. Although it's still our goal, it's the fact of the matter. We cannot do big decisions with this big amount of uncertainty. But I've been working with Johan and Lydia for about 15 years already. And they've got the saying, never, never, never give up. So we will soldier on. We will learn from what this pandemic teaches us. We will embrace it. And I believe that Letsopa will come out and everyone else will come out better and stronger on the other side.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the only thing to do is to embrace it and to see how we can all come out better and stronger on the other side. Absolutely. Just for people listening, you mentioned the 21 days. People who are not familiar with South Africa may not know, but South Africa has a 21-day very hard lockdown
Yes.
where basically all businesses
Yeah.
about are shut, where people are not allowed to go out into the streets, where shipping of goods is not possible unless, as you said, it is vital, it is essential.
Yes.
So the lockdowns in countries are different. So just so people also understand that the lockdown in South Africa is very severe. I think it's
Yes.
also very good because the risk is obviously very high with
Yes.
people getting infected. So I think it's a smart decision, but it's a tough
Yeah,
one, especially for
Yes, it is.
businesses. It's a very tough one, and for the communities, it's a
Yes.
tough
definitely.
Definitely.
So bringing me, let's say, towards the end of where we want to go today, what can people listening today and being on board today with us, what can they do to help? Because obviously, as you say, we're soldiering on, we're all going on. That's why, actually, you're talking about tourism. We were going to fly to Cape Town tomorrow, which is not happening. And a lot of people, obviously, because there are lots of flights that are not happening. So these people are not coming.
Mm.
So that will take a while. That's also why we are now doing this meeting in this way, sharing with our audience this way. Um, but okay, there will be a day after this. There will be a new time after this. And obviously, there will be a life after COVID, which will
Yes.
hopefully be much better.
Oh,
So,
Yes.
what can we all do to also ensure that for yourselves, for the community, for the people, and also the whole ripple effect between the people that are working for you and all their people who are also dependent on their income? What can people listening today do to help to make that future brighter?
I would say once COVID-19 has left the planet, please come and visit South Africa. It is one of the most beautiful, diverse countries on this earth. And if you've never watched a sunset in Africa,
mm.
you've missed something in your life. The sunset in Africa, something that you will never forget. The mountains, the sea, the Kruger National Park. It's such, Frank, you know, it's a country, you just fell in love with it. Like us, you can take us out of Africa, but you can never take Africa out of us. It's a amazing, amazing country to come and visit. And while the tourists can't come back right now, they can support us, and not just us, all the other artists that you have in your gallery by buying and supporting you, your online business.
Exactly, because if people, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Hmm?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I would just wanted to ask, because as you were saying, they could buy in the gallery. Let's say if people would order things that we may not have in stock today, can they already pre-order for when it is able to be shipped again? Is that can they
Yes.
already?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yes.
I've just seen, you know, South Africa's lockdown is so strict. You can't buy cigarettes, you can't buy any alcohol. But I see that the country is losing a lot of foreign revenue because of the wine that they can't export. So they are starting to lift the ban on the wine export. So hopefully export to Europe and the rest of the world, the ban will be lifted shortly. So then we will be able to export to you, and then you can distribute.
Yeah, exactly. So
can,
people, yeah,
they
exactly.
can
That's
help
the point.
buy from you because there's a lot of artists that you support, stuff you've got there.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, people of Africa and South Africa, they're very talented. It's a very, very talented nation. It's beautiful stuff.
Absolutely. And
Beautiful.
to be honest, that's also the reason why we started Nwabisa, because as you know, my background is South Africa. I was born in Africa, raised in South
Yeah.
Africa. So I
Yeah.
completely agree with what you say, how beautiful the country is. And people who have not yet had the opportunity to visit, if ever they can, I can only advise it. It is beautiful. And if they want to have tips, they can contact us and we'd be happy to point them in beautiful directions. because it's
Yes.
such a beautiful country. So I'm always telling people where to go because it is there is so much to see and so beautiful. So yeah, I would like to thank you very much for taking time to talk with us today. I'm just going to go past everybody to see if there are any last things that you would like to share before we end. Lydia, is there anything else that I may have forgotten that you would like to share today?
I would just say thank you for everything you are doing for South Africa.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll pass it on to
Definitely.
our customers, our market, because they are actually helping us to help South Africa.
Yes.
Thank
No,
you.
I agree. Thank you, Frank. Yes.
Thanks. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, Frank.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your time and for explaining so much about Letsopa. And we look forward to the videos, and we will also post them on our social media and everything and share them with everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.